I like it. I like it a lot. And we are ready. So, everyone out there in the internet world, this is Jared with the Digital Battlefield, and today we're doing a digital diagnosis. So that's basically a discovery call where we go through a business, identify as many problems as we can, provide as much value as we can, all in a 2-hour span. Just on the fly, just go, go, go. So today we have Travis Johnson with the yeah, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his business, and we're going to swan dive right in. So Travis, take it away.
I host the Nonprofit Architect podcast, helping you build a stronger nonprofit. We interview business leaders, nonprofit leaders, and those with the skills to help nonprofits, like Jared, who's going to be on my podcast tomorrow.
Yay.
We do that to give people the actionable intel they need to actually get money flowing in so they can actually deliver services to the group that they're trying to help. So many that are new nonprofits just need a couple words of advice, some encouragement, maybe a kick in the butt, and some actual steps they can take. So we do that as our free offering. And then I have coaching services on the side that are available. And then we are putting together a nonprofit alliance. And it's a mastermind / group coaching all into one.
That sounds sexy.
Our goal is to help you get your next $30,000 in donations.
Hey, every nonprofit needs money, needs donation, that's for sure. Sounds like it's going to be quite promising. Awesome, man. So what brought you in today?
Well, you put a little, you were out there fishing on the...
That's true. I was fishing. It was more like deep sea fishing, you know what I mean?
3 people, I'm going to talk about business stuff, and I'm going to reel you in, and you caught me.
All right, then. So let's start at square one then, right? We'll just kind of go through as much as we can. So in 10 words or less, what do you do?
Provide clarity and help people with their next $30,000 donations.
Nice. And so I presume with your podcast being titled The Nonprofit Architect, nonprofit organizations would be your audience, right?
Startup nonprofits is our audience.
Got it. So do you actually segregate that down at all?
What do you mean?
Is it all nonprofits or just some nonprofits?
It's all nonprofits, startup. That my target audience is idea through 5 years of operation.
Got it. Okay, cool. So how much, like the people that you're helping now, like what's their process to do that?
It really depends on where they're at.
Right? So it's all local based.
No, it's all digital. It's all online.
Oh, you mean where they're at in that
where they're at in the process, where they're at in their span.
Got it.
Lots of people that have an idea that they don't know how to do anything. They just know they want to help. So you go through the process of figuring out, exactly, does that area need your services? Does that group of people want the services that you're offering? How are you going to fund this thing? What kind of programs are you going to provide? Who's going to be on your board? What rules and regulations do you need to follow? And there's all the way through the span, like we've got the team running, the board's all right, but we're not generating any money. So how do we actually generate money? And coming from not really an outsider's perspective, but just I always look at things differently. There's 3 big things that we do that's much different than the regular fundraising. And it kind of gets people's ears going, they perk up, they get kind of excited, and we walk them through just how to do these 3 simple things.
Those are?
The Google Ad Grant, which gets you up to $10,000 a month in free advertising, which is $120,000 a year. Yep. All the nonprofits complaining they don't have a advertising budget now have one through Google.
Free money.
Free money, right?
Yeah.
Have a little 3-step guide how to monetize, get monthly recurring donations with, exchanging a T-shirt for donations. For your $20, $25, you get a free T-shirt, and a gator, or whatever product they have.
Right.
And the next one is through 12B credit card processing through a corporation.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know Isaac.
Yeah, dude. Isaac Belden, 12B Capital.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you can get someone that's processing credit cards. Let's just take a local restaurant, for instance, that might do $15,000 to $25,000 a month in profits. But every swipe, right, you switch over to their credit card processing service, they get a discount. The business has more money to then build their business with, and they take a little sliver. Isaac cuts his commissions and gives off a little sliver to the nonprofit of your choice. So it has dual benefit. You've got money coming in off every swipe, and the restaurant has more to grow, and they can see that they're supporting a nonprofit. They can put your stuff up. Nice big old sign that says every swipe here helps support, filling the nonprofit.
Definitely. Yeah, dude, that's a phenomenal program that he has over there at 12B. I recommend it to every nonprofit I've ever encountered. So definitely a win-win right there. So for you guys, what is your process to get traffic to your website?
All of mine is organic currently.
Okay, so
I'm on as many platforms as I can think of. I think I'm on 25 different platforms. Still waiting on the nod from Pandora, but we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Spotify.
your podcast, okay.
The podcast, all of
Got
that.
it.
We're still building out the site for Nonprofit Architect. The site that is there now is really just my Libsyn page. It's just my podcast page. And then we have a Facebook group where we provide content. And then I collect email addresses.
Okay, and how do you do that? Like, where do you collect those at?
What do you mean?
How do you collect an email address?
There is a questionnaire when you join the group, and you plug in your email address.
In the Facebook group.
In the Facebook group, yeah.
Nice.
And as I'm trolling the internet for guests in the Vetpreneur Tribe or Unconventional Leaders or Nonprofits Unleashed, people call the book calls with me. They're like, hey, I would love to be on your podcast, or I'd love to talk about this. I'd love to talk about that. And if you book a call with me, I also have your email.
Hey, awesome. So do you have any type of analytics tracking throughout any of that process? Obviously not for your Facebook group, but for your Libsyn site. Does that have any tracking on it?
It tracks downloads.
Okay, just standard podcast downloads.
Yes,
got it. So
traffic doesn't track how many people have been there, or recurring visits doesn't track that.
Got it. So it definitely sounds like you got to up your game on that website, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's currently being built.
Okay.
I know that's a service that you offer as well.
It is, yes. And there's three very big things that you want to make sure you put on there. The first one is what's that?
The grunt test?
No, fuck the grunt test. No, I'm just kidding. Grunt test is legit. No, grunt test is legit. No, I'm talking about for your analytics and data and tracking and shit like that. Okay. So the first one is a Facebook pixel. Yep. What that does is, so basically anyone who travels from Facebook to your website, all of their actions are tracked. The second one is Google Analytics. Mm-hmm. Google Analytics tracks the user while they're on your website. So you can see when they leave your website, how long they're there, what pages they go to, and things like that. An alternative to Google Analytics, which I use in conjunction with, is called Hotjar, which is another conversion rate analytics software. So the purpose of that, Hotjar, Hotjar. So Hotjar, now we're getting into the conversions, right? So Hotjar is based on, it gives you actual video recordings of where people go. So you can see their mouse moving around on the screen. It'll give you heat maps that show exactly how far people scroll down your page. It'll give you percentages with that, so you can see exactly where people are falling off. And every bit of that lets you see, anytime you have a significant dip in people leaving the site or going to a different page, you can use that information to rebuild or redesign or write new copy for that section to keep them on the site longer. The probability of them, if you can keep them on the site longer, the probability of them converting or taking a specific action is significantly higher. So with you being on a podcast, you definitely want to capture their emails. So subscribing to your podcast notifications is a big conversion for you. If it looks like you got some apparel there, that taco shirt, right? If you could, if your store's there, you can track orders and donations under that guys as well. So you can figure out and see who's doing what and how can I get them to do what I want them to do. And all of that ties together in how you approach your website itself. So the first piece of that everyone cares about is traffic, just getting people in, right? And that's going to tie into your SEO. It's going to tie in your advertising, and then definitely, obviously, from your podcast. All of that, bum rushes your site. And then from there, a lot of people forget what happens next. Well, I got 10,000 people coming in. Why is nothing happening? Well, you're not fucking doing it right. You're not monitoring anything that happens. And so that's a big mistake that a lot of people make. I couldn't tell you how many sites I've looked at. They're like, I don't understand, but they're not tracking anything. So
Right.
you definitely want to make sure that you capture that tracking. Outside of that, though, if you don't have a website and you're using something built out by Libsyn, it's hard to go any deeper on your website, right? So you're obviously not going to have any SEO. Everything that you have is just pure organic through the actual podcast. And so, how does that? What do your numbers look like for the podcast?
Well, it depends on what number you're looking at, right? If you're looking at total downloads and you're talking nonprofit world, it's not a lot, right? We just had our best month ever. We had over 5,000 downloads, and we went over 2,500 for the lifetime. But I started this back in September, and in December, just a couple months later, we hit number 4 on iTunes. And then earlier this spring, we hit number 3 in Switzerland. So it's one thing to look at the number of downloads. It's another thing entirely to look at the reach and the conversions and what's going on with.
Right. So in the nonprofit world, you're hot shit. That's what you're saying.
We do all right.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you doing to monetize the podcast?
The podcast itself, I currently kick them on over to a Patreon where I have videos. I'm doing what you're doing right here, right? All my pre-recording conversations, right? So the get to know you call,
right?
On my Patreon site. And what you'll find in there is a whole litany of things. You'll find people that know exactly what they want. We just talk about, what's going on with their nonprofit. There's a good chunk of that. You'll find another section entirely where I tell people not to start nonprofits, or that if they are running one, that it's time to cool down a little bit. And I don't think those conversations are heard very often. And then
definitely not.
Yeah, there's a whole other section where really they're getting one-on-one coaching for 15 or 20 minutes, talking through a few different things. So it's a way to kind of, for a very low end price tag, you can go see a lot of the behind the scenes of what I do and what I talk about and what I encourage and what the process is. We also have t-shirts that we sell. Every guest that comes on gets one of the quotes from the show put on a t-shirt. So you can go grab the quote. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And you better have some good stuff tomorrow, Jared. We're not messing around. Yeah. Yeah. No BS.
Layeth the smacketh down.
And then in the good nonprofit spirit, it is every shirt that you sell, I give the name on the shirt, I give them $5, right? So if they're out there pumping their shirts out, selling 10, they get $50. Sell 1,000, I give them $5,000.
Nice.
So just one of those ways to give back, and that's a big part of my 3-step monthly recurring donations guide is trading for. And I really did that in order to give back and to show just how easy the process can be. And I, of course, use David and Ginger from reallydesigns.biz because why wouldn't you? They're great.
Definitely. I've had
Tierney Southpaw Laser Concepts hat right here.
Yep.
Also from the tribe.
I got one that is been in the mail for like 6 months. So once JD figures out where he didn't put it yet, then no, JD's a good dude. So
Yeah.
I think everybody loves his hats. So that's
And actually,
definitely a
this
plus.
mug is from Dave and Ginger too, because I actually got to go visit. They're in Oklahoma. When I got back from Bahrain, I went to see him, and they had this waiting for me.
Ho ho ho! Shit, you're down the road from him, aren't you? You're down the road from him.
Yeah, I'm in Oklahoma City. They're in Stillwater. It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Well, dude. Well, how else can I help you? Like, is there any problems that you have seen that you know that there's a problem, but you don't know what the solution might be?
Well, there's a few things, right? So, ensuring that the process I use for actually getting like one-on-one coaching clients, right? That process is very loose in my book, right? I've got a couple of paid clients. I've got some bids out there for more.
Okay.
I don't have that process solidified. I also don't have the process. I feel like the process of doing the podcast from initial ask to getting, making them feel good about scheduling a call to showing up for the call to then scheduling the actual podcast and then showing up for the podcast and then taking what I get from that, sending it out to my production team so they can come back, getting the quote to Dave and Ginger so we can get t-shirts ready. I feel like there's a ton of steps in that process. So every person that I talk to, the
So
big
it's a consistent thing.
cast the net. You're always asking for more and more guests. About
Right.
ready to run out of interviews or scheduled interviews here in about a week or so.
Okay.
But I've got what do I got? I've got like 5 recorded episodes in the bank, so I have time to go through the process again.
Right.
And I don't know.
You know,
Like podcast agents out there that you give them the details and they're out, just searching
slinging it. Yeah.
the web, like, hey, you're looking for a podcast? We would love to have you on the show, or pitch me to be on their podcast. I've done that quite a bit. I've done that probably a dozen or so times with actually a lot of people in the tribe too, and it's great. A lot of fun. I love providing value, just like what you're doing today.
Yeah, man. So a lot of what you're talking about there with your process is highly important, right? Having you know this, both veterans, having a process is the most important thing because then you have something to fall back on. It's consistency, and consistency overcomes everything else, right? And
I've got a 2-part checklist right here on top of my computer. It says hit record and look here, so I know what to do.
Yeah, my wife made this pen for me so I can look here. So it sits right up there. I always forget though because your face is down here.
Yeah. So ladies, if you're listening to this, I have command strips on the back of my laptop with little hooks so I can put my note card at the top so I know where to look. And then my Zoom is also not full screen. My Zoom is in a little bit, so you're on top. So if I do look you in the eyes, I'm looking at you right here. But if I look at the camera, it's right here. It's like 2 inches
right
out.
below it. Yeah.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, mine is side by side.
Yeah.
But anyway, so a lot of that process that you're talking about, having that consistent podcast flow, a lot of that can be done through email automation, right?
I've done 0 email automation.
Okay, so when you
got my list in the Mailchimp, I don't know how to do anything with Mailchimp, but I have it in there.
So, yeah, dude, it sounds like we're gonna need another couple hours on top of this.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Log in.
Log in the Mailchimp.
Yeah, dude. Fucking.
This is what's happening right now.
Yep, it is what it is.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it, dude. If it helps you, that's what we're doing. So far, you've only just sent out emails as needed, right?
I actually haven't even used Mailchimp. I sent them from Gmail last time I sent out emails.
What?
I know. I know. That's why I'm here. I need help. Jared, help me.
Bruh. All right, dude. Well, I just activated the share screen thing so you can share your screen. We're just going to fucking go through
Let's do it. This is my massive list of 133 people,
it.
which is not massive by business terms.
No, it's not.
What
Okay.
was-
So you definitely have a list. And how are people added to this list? Is that an integration that you have?
Oh, Jared, you wish it was an integration.
I wish it was an integration.
If I could
Uh,
integrate Facebook groups that to this,
mhm.
would be. If I could integrate from Gmail to this, then it would. I don't know how to do that. I haven't even thought of that yet. That's where I'm.
So you're just copying and pasting everything in here, huh?
Well, I downloaded, like I formatted my list and then able to import it in one shot. I did that successfully. Pretty proud of that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through and let's set up something simple, right? So what we're talking about is something simple like a welcome email. And so
Mhm.
that's found under automations at the top there.
Automations, we're doing it.
Yep. Emails. And we're looking right there in the middle. Welcome new subscribers. All right. You can, a single email is good, but also we can add some fancy stuff. So let's start with a single email.
Single email. I
Yep.
imagine this
So
is the list that I have built, right?
yes, it is. If you have multiple lists, then they'll show up there. So click begin. Yeah, bro. Okay, so it looks like on the left-hand side there, you see those green checks.
Yep.
That just means that section has already been filled in. So the first one there says sends to immediately after they join your list, nonprofit architect. So that's how you want your welcome email to be set up. So this one's good. The from is your display name is the first one there. Travis with your email that you're using. Then you have your subject and your preview text. So you probably want to edit that one on the side there. So click on edit subject. So here's where you input. This is the stuff that's in your actual email list of emails you have. It has the subject and a little snippet of the email. That's what this is here. So what do we do here? That was a question.
Thank you for subjecting yourself to my email list. I plan on spamming you twice daily.
If you have a list full of veterans, that will probably work because at least you're upfront and honest with them. So I would just keep it simple. Thanks for joining Nonprofit Architects, something like that. And preview text. I mean, it's a welcome email, so that's probably sufficient. But if you wanted to write more, you could. So let's just go ahead and hit save. We'll move on to the fun part.
Ooh, the fun part.
Yeah, dude. So here in the content section, this is actually the email being sent. So you click on edit design. We'll go play with the email builder. Okay, don't freak out. You see that stuff where it says if, F name, and if, the big heading there?
The first, last name, if they have them from the email list.
Right.
Yes.
So that's Mailchimp's dynamic content. So you don't have to plug that information in every time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, pretty much every email system is going to have something like this. Some of them are more user-friendly than others. So I don't perceive Mailchimp to be as friendly because you got to have all of that crap in there. But nonetheless, so this is where we do all the magic. So your logo there in the top, you can go ahead and click on that section, and it'll give you an option. Yep, the pencil button there. So on the right-hand side, click replace. And there we go. So you just upload your logo.
Oh, yeah. What do you know?
I do that shit too. Where you put an underscore at the first one as the first character and put that shit at the top.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
It really doesn't matter. I would pick one of those rectangle ones.
Oh, would you? Like this?
Probably not that one. Wasn't there a there you go, the group cover photo.
That one's a little bit taller. This is also my email signature, but we can do that.
Okay. I mean, it's going to tell you if the image is too big, so you don't have to worry about that so much. Right there, you see that the image is too big. So you click on the edit button. And this is the picture editor. So it's pretty fancy.
Mm.
Yeah, dude. So what we're looking at is in the bottom left-hand side, you have the dimensions there.
Yeah.
But also we have the aspect ratio. So let's try a 4:3 or a 16:9. It doesn't really matter. Yep, let's try that one. Hit save in the top right and see if that's good enough. Still too big. So
Where does it say that?
the big yellow section right under the image.
Aim for 800 to 1200.
Right. Let's click the fix it button.
That's
So
they want 800 wide.
no. Yeah, 800 to 1200 wide. It looks like they've already brought it down to 1200. So go ahead and hit save. Really? There it goes. It took a second. There was lag. Okay. So now we have your image in there. And I mean, the reason why I wanted you to go through that is because you have to do that pretty much every time. Like if you have any high quality photos at all, then you're probably going to have to do that. So it's good to start with that. So from there, we'll just go through, want to go through and add your content. So hit that save and close button at the bottom. Yep. And there's all of your options. This is everything that you can add to plug into your email. So before we get too far, let's click in the social section in the actual email. Yep, edit that one. So here's where you go through and add all of your stuff. You can add more. Since you are, do you have like a list of your social media links?
Probably.
That's what would make this really easy.
Yeah.
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 Just keeping a file of all your links.
Where is that? I bet you it's somewhere.
Yeah, it probably is. If you have it, it's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, if I have it, it's somewhere.
Yeah. It's definitely not there. No worries.
But it's just my Google Drive.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So I have the same handle for all my social media, so that makes it really easy.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, most of mine is the same, but Twitter is too short.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, my RSS feed.
Yeah, dude.
This is what's up right here.
Really? You got it all right there?
Oh yeah. Hey, there's all my links.
Ah,
uh,
okay. So that should, I mean, that's good enough for now. You definitely want to go make sure you add all of these that you can.
mhm.
They don't have every social platform out there, so you gotta make sure you capture all the ones you can.
Yeah, it looks like they have a bunch that
Like the most
I don't know,
popular.
GitHub. I thought Vine was defunct.
Yeah,
I don't know.
GitHub's a code repository place.
I never heard of some of these. Who's
House is a interior design marketplace.
perfect?
Yeah, that's definitely up your alley.
Out of all the things that I'm good at, I know for without a doubt that interior design is not where I live. You can see
Cool
me
deal,
all the interior design in my office.
dude.
Yeah,
I ain't worried about it. It is what it is.
yeah.
Cool deal. So yeah, just you want to come back in here later and make sure you add all of those
Hmm.
because you can save that. Um, you can save this email as a template. You can see in the top right hand corner it says save as template. So once you actually have everything in there, you can save that as your base template and kind of go from there.
I gotcha.
Yep. Cool deal. So if they're subscribing now, you definitely want to provide them some sort of content or value right out the gate, right? So since you have a podcast, you probably want to reference your last episode,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is
Well,
where
I tell you what, it is the it's almost the end of the month, so I
uh
give them like an end of month wrap up.
yes, you could, but this is an automated email that gets sent anytime someone's added to your list. So,
Oh, I gotcha.
right.
Different.
So,
Let's build a different one.
right. So, if you're using something a little more advanced like Active Campaign, we could actually put out specific criteria to say, okay, end of the month, send this one, beginning of the month, send this one.
Hmm.
But with Mailchimp, we don't have those super fancy features. So one of the things that you could do is there should be a section if you scroll down. I'm actually guessing it's not, but they actually have an RSS section, which I don't see it.
Well, in social, I could add. Looks like I could add as many RSS as I wanted.
Yes, but I'm talking about bringing in the content.
Like
So
code, maybe.
no,
Oh, a placeholder so it would automatically populate the email with my latest show.
exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So where's it at? God, I don't use Mailchimp that much anymore.
I think it's
Try.
in the free
Well,
version.
there was a button up here in the top earlier that said dynamic content, and it's not there now. But let's go ahead and add an image card or image with text, one of those two. I would put it in the body. There you go. Boom. There you go. Now there it is. At the top right, you'll see that set dynamic content. Let's click that. Of course. Thanks, Mailchimp, for nothing. Shit.
Should I not be using Mailchimp? Should I be using some other service?
Um, if you're investing, then I would suggest that yes. Uh, I know there's a way to do RSS shit because this is exactly what I used to do back when I had Mailchimp. They've definitely changed a lot over the past year and a half. So fun. Well, we're gonna fix this shit right meow.
Let's do it.
For those of you who are not looking at my screen, I'm on Google, motherfuckers. Okay. You don't have that section. That's what it is. So here's what I'm talking about. There's a block called RSS items. That's what I thought it was called. And maybe you don't have it in the welcome email. So we're gonna have to come back to that. For now though, let's go ahead and take that out of there. Yep. And then let's just leave that paragraph for now. Yep. Yeah, we can finish that later. Go back to automations. Email. Can't do any of the good shit. Fuck. Share blog updates. Good enough. Let's hit begin.
Oh, I'll just throw a podcast in there and be like,
Oh, I tag name. I do all kinds of shit with mine. I have highly advanced names.
RSS feed.
Yep.
Look at that. And I still had it in my clipboard.
Nice. Okay, so yep. That's not hard to figure out. Cool. All right, so this next one is resize the images to fit your template. So you probably would want to do that. I don't know what your images look like for that. So
That's a great question.
So pretty much make sure you're on the list. We can send out a test email and see if it looks fucked up. If it does, we can come back and get rid of that. So at the bottom left, click that next button. There you go. So here you can segment your audience, right? So the way that this works is if your list has multiple purposes, then you can look for a specific tag. So let's say that someone bought that shirt that you're wearing right now, and you decided that this email automation, you want that to go to everyone who's bought a shirt, right? So the way that you capture them is when they buy a shirt, you add a tag that says that they bought a shirt. That way, when the automation recognizes that they have that tag in their profile, it kicks out the email automatically.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Email.
It's freaking
email
awesome.
Me. Want to do a test one, right?
Yes, you can. No. Yeah, you want to just send that to everyone if you're not going to segment your audience.
I gotcha.
There's a button later on to send a test email. And you can input your address there. So click the next button. All right. So this is the same kind of stuff we were looking at earlier, but this is all of your info that goes into the email. So do you know what your actual RSS feed title is?
It would be the title of the show, right?
depending on how your RSS is set up, it could be. Let's just see how it populates later.
Yeah, I didn't see how it set it up. So
yeah. All right, and so then you have your preview text there. You can use it or not. One of the things I've picked up in the past year is that from name. I input my first name and then the @ symbol and then the company name. I found that to be more user-friendly with people. And then, and then put your spaces in there properly. And then, and then put one after your name as well. Cool deal. So, click that button that says personalize the to field. So that dynamic content that we were talking about, that's what that's for. So it'll actually input their name. Right. So that top one there, use conversions to manage replies. You can, I would click that as well. That way, if you want them to reply to this email, then this is actually going to track it. So pretty much any email that you send out, if you want the system to track their replies, then you would check that box there.
Okay.
All right, scroll down. All right. So you don't have e-commerce in your email because this is for your latest podcast updates. Track opens and clicks, cool. Do you have Salesforce? I'm gonna go with no. No, okay. And then scroll down. You already have your social media posts already done, right? All that stuff's fancy and all that.
What do you mean?
Whenever you publish a new episode, you post all of that to all the social media yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you wouldn't click those two because it'll come out all fucked up like from Mailchimp. Like if that wasn't part of your process, then it might not be a bad idea to include it, but since you already include it, then that's overkill. All right, so go ahead and click next. Check your entry. Motherfucker. Just one of the 125 reasons that Mailchimp is limiting. That's the only error.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so this could fall under a few different categories. Most likely, you would use the make an announcement or tell a story or sell products because the ones after that are all blank. So I prefer to start with one of those ones at the top because that makes it easier just to kick off the process. So let's go with
upgrade.
Let's do edge. What? Assholes. All right, let's do sell products. See, I can't talk too bad about Mailchimp. They just got money hungry. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, so hit that replace button, and your logo's already been uploaded from the last time.
See, it's been saved in the correct format. Look at that.
Yeah. So there's where you could put in your dynamic content. Well, no, you can't put in that. Yeah, this is just your straight up title. Cool. So hit that save and close button at the bottom. Now you got that RSS items and RSS header. So take your RSS header and drag it in. I would put it above, yep. And then go back and add your RSS other information. You got to hit save and close at the bottom.
What do I put my RSS feed in here somewhere?
It's already in your. It's already in. We added it before.
Oh, that's right. Look at
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah.
So now add your RSS items and put that under the title. Cool deal. Cool deal.
Is that going to put like my show notes in there for the episode?
So there's a description, an excerpt, a title, a content, and a link to go to the actual episode.
Okay.
So it's going to show a description of your show notes, like an excerpt.
Okay.
And then if that's the only thing that you have, then you can get rid of everything else. I tend to like to add more in the bottom half, but it's up to you.
Well, I don't know. What would I put? Like a direct, tell them to go to like my Facebook group to join the conversation?
You could, yeah. You could do that. I mean, you got a big section here at the bottom. So if you scroll down a little bit, yep. So go, yep. So look, we're looking at, look for that. I was looking for the image section.
Image card? Image?
Do image and text.
Okay.
Drag that one right up one. Yep. Cool. And then get rid of the stuff below it. And then add a button. So all of that shit you deleted a second ago, we're putting that back in. Yep. Cool deal. So now you just, your cover image works well, especially since you don't have a logo at the top of this. You do have a logo. Well, shit. So I would take another picture and plug it in there with some sort of fancy verbiage.
Some sort of fancy verbiage.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's your people. That one on top. Yep. Good enough. And so here you could say something like join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation, to learn more about the nonprofit architect, running your nonprofit, or any type of catchy verbiage like that. And the reason I generalize all of that shit as verbiage is because I'm not a copywriter. That's why. I farm that out to people who are copywriters. So.
Edit the button. I can put a URL in there.
Yep. So you just put in the URL of the group, and that's pretty much it. So naturally, what we've just done is not really that good, right? So right now, it's more about getting you familiarized with the system. So.
That's a something anyway.
Yeah, dude. Something's better than nothing. So that's the start.
It's got
so
the
again,
unsubscribe stuff here at the bottom somewhere. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to put in your email, or not your email. It's going to put in your mailing address, the unsubscribe information, and it's also going to put in some Mailchimp info. So per the Canned Spam Act, you have to input your address. So it's going to be there all the time.
Okay.
But you do want to update your social stuff there at the bottom, because that is not some generic stuff you can put in, like set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. See, this is what providing value really is.
Yeah. How else are you gonna learn, man?
Yeah. This is the good stuff.
Yeah, dude. If you had any fancy voodoo happening behind the scenes on your website, I'd show you how to take it up another level.
Well, maybe you can help me with that fancy voodoo one day.
Yeah. We'll see where this all takes us. Right now, I'm just trying to get you to see and do more than you've already done.
Oh yeah.
You know, half the battle is just being able to open your eyes and seeing what's out there, and the other half is thinking outside the box.
So we got logo. Check out our latest episode. RSS feed's gonna pop up there.
Yep.
My goofy picture. We'll need to take headshots.
Yeah.
Updated that.
Cool. So, you have that next button. Yeah. Okay. So here's the fun part. So scroll down. Cool.
You did not enable social cards for your campaign?
No, you don't want it to share on social media automatically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that referral program at the bottom, that's the Mailchimp stuff that's added by default. I personally remove all that shit because I don't want people to know what system I'm using. Even though I'll tell you everyone exactly what system I'm using, I don't want you to know in the email.
So which part is that?
So the one at the bottom where it says if rewards, HTML rewards. Yep. Save and close. Yeah, see, it actually references the Can Spam Act as well. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right. What? What the heck? They've changed so much. They used to be a respectable company. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. So basically what they just said was if you don't use our footer template, you are not authorized to use our software. That's basically what they just said. Fun.
Maybe this this code right here.
Well, yeah, that's what they're talking about there.
Oh, that you have to use the code?
Right. So you want to take off that /p/ at the end. Save and close. So their rewards thing, to turn that off, it used to be a yes/no selector.
Okay.
So when you hit the edit button, you could just switch it from yes to no, and it would automatically take it out. Looks like they got rid of that. Yay!
So
Okay.
is there preview and test?
Yes, that's our next step. So enter test or send test email. Actually, I would even go preview first. That way
See what
you
it
can,
looks like?
yeah, see what it looks like first.
Oh, I was hoping it'd pull the photo from the show.
It
Just
normally does. Do you have a photo in there?
yeah. See right here?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, let's go back and check it out.
You're a man that knows how to do stuff.
That's true. I am a man that knows how to do stuff. Too
Yeah.
bad you're not. Ta-dum. Oh, man.
That's the wrong edit button. Go back.
That's right. Just hit next. Yeah. Next. Next. One more again. One more again. All right. So click on the bottom one there. Yep. Open that one up. Click on the excerpts drop down there.
Full content?
That's going to show everything, which kind of defeats the purpose. Let's see what custom looks like. Ooh. Ooh, open that RSS merge tags into a new tab. Okay. Scroll down, please. Date, URL, description. Okay. What else? Okay. 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 Author, URL, content full, content text, image. Okay. So I would change yours to I would add that image. So we're going to copy that and go back. So you want this to be after the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or before the title?
Before the title.
Okay, so just put that in between the RSS items and the title. Boom. Okay, let's go back. So you actually have the content full, which that'll actually show the entire excerpt or the entire thing. We typically want to not do that because you want
why
them
would
to
they go to the website?
Exactly. Everything you do is to put them on your website and keep them there longer. So well, it looks like, if you scroll back up real quick,
Yeah.
it looks like the image is not part of your RSS feed.
Oh.
So that's a problem for another day, but at least it's in the template, right?
In the template. There it is.
So let's go back to that merge tags page, and we're going to see if we can find the standard excerpt for your email. The other tab there. Yep. So can you go up? So there's content full right there in the middle. That's what you're using right now. Full text is all the content in plain text. So emails are sent in plain text or HTML format.
Right.
Yep. So let's try that content by itself. So go back to your email. And at the bottom left-hand side, there's the back button. Yay. We're going to edit that. And so where it says, actually, do you want the author and date to be there in the bottom under the title?
I mean, that's fine.
It's up to you. I don't care either way.
I got no problems with it.
Okay, so the one under that content full, just change that to be content. And you don't use Twitter, so you probably want to take out Twitter. Yep. And recent articles, you can take that out as well, unless you actually want to use it.
I actually like that because if they want to see that I've done other stuff or click on something else that they were going to listen to before and they forgot to listen to it,
Right.
it's then a reminder there for them.
Okay, cool deal.
Yeah.
So just hit that save and close, and we'll go back to preview it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool deal. Cool deal. Really? By anonymous?
So no, I don't want that in there.
Probably. Not unless you're going to change your username on your website. Yeah.
Enable live merge tag info. I can change it on this screen.
Oh, shit, son.
Oh no, that's for each individual.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. A shit ton of shit to do, man. No, so it looks like a pretty decent email so far. If you're not going to update your name, yeah, probably want to take out that author. Cool. Okay, so I think we've got it pretty well. So now if you go to test, you can actually send yourself an email. Yeah. And so here's where you put in your email and have it sent to yourself. Send test. Da, 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 da. Good Lord. I can't live life like you do, man.
You gotta show me a better way.
My inbox is showing 0 new emails. Not because I don't get emails, just because I'm on top of it. Man.
I imagine if I brought you into my professional world, you would be shocked.
I'd be what?
You'd be shocked at the other things that I do. I've got Outlook work, and everything has rules to file in specific folders. And
well, I already use Outlook, so I'm already like up a level. Should have already had it by now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go check your spam box?
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
I don't want this going to people's spam box.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't.
Where'd it go? Did I delete it?
There it is. Third one from the top. Yay. Okay. So in order to see the images, you got to click that display button. So, yep, what we looked at in preview is exactly what they're getting in the email. So that's definitely a plus. You can see at the bottom, all that information at the bottom is auto-populated as well.
Ugh, it's got my mailing address on it.
Yeah, dude. That's what the Canned Spam Act is for. Blame the government. Well, not necessarily. The purpose of it is to protect you and me as a citizen, not protect the company.
I need a different address for my company.
Probably. I mean, we're on Facebook Live, dude, so it's out there.
It's in the ether.
You're fucked. Just
look here. I'm just gonna
move.
stop sharing my screen.
Just
and
move. Move
take that.
tomorrow before the mob comes after you.
If there's a mob dedicated to coming after me, I probably just will, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well.
So I just hit like start.
Yeah, you want to go to the next page in Mailchimp and then start that RSS email automation.
No kidding.
Yeah, dude. So that's really not that hard to actually execute. The hard part is figuring out what you want the copy to look like, figuring out what you want the structure to look like. That's 10 times harder than actually putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, one down. What's next?
I don't know. You want to help me with my organizing my Gmail?
You don't got time for that, man. Because when I start, we're gonna do it till it's done. Like dude. Let me show you.
Well, our call was supposed to start in 22 minutes from now, so I've got another
true.
2.5
Dude,
hours.
I even went out and got this picture just for you. I'm gonna share my screen and show you.
Okay, I want to see it.
There you go. Boom.
Intermission.
Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, expect the worst and plan for the best, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Not unless you know how to set up a.
Yes. What's that list you got there?
I got so many lists.
Is that your 75-point checklist on how to do things better?
No. Well, maybe. No, this is every person that I talk to. A page of notes for every person I talk to.
Yeah, that's why that record button's on up there.
Yeah, but I never go back and watch them.
Me neither, but I have it.
So I'm looking at launching a mastermind group.
Fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What site should I host that on to collect the money? You know?
It depends on what kind of mastermind it is. What's it for? To teach other nonprofits everything you already know?
Yeah, I mean, partly, right? Some of it's to learn from each other. Partly, I bring in experts to talk about all the things that I'm not a pro on. They learn from that. Yeah.
So it just depends on what your process is going to be, what your flow is going to be, because you could use anything, right? You can do that on WordPress. Excuse me. Any landing page builder probably has some type of membership thing built in, like ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels, Kartra. You could look at using Kajabi. That's got a very low barrier to entry on getting your shit published really fast. So it just depends on what it is you want to do and how you want to do it, and ultimately how much you're going to spend.
Well, I'm not familiar with any of that stuff at all.
Okay. So
I don't do any of my podcast stuff. I have a team. I collect it. I put it in I'm sharing this file, and then they take it and do the magic.
Well, fuck, dude. Bring them on the call. Go get them. Bring them in.
Bring them in.
Yeah, we'll fucking fix this right now. Yeah,
they just
so
the podcast.
I mean,
so
what's the price point for your mastermind?
Well, I'm looking at a couple of options. $200 a month or $2,000 for the year to save you $400.
Okay.
It's going to be 2 sessions a month. The first session, I'm bringing in an expert, someone like Preston Cohen, to teach you all about Google Ad Grant, how to get it, how to utilize it once you have it, right? And it's an hour and a half session. So that first 45 minutes plus or minus a few, is him teaching, and then it's the group asking him questions about how to do it. My wife just got back. She's all pampered.
She said, "Get off the phone, motherfucker."
No, no. And then the second call of the month is a legit mastermind where we get in and we focus on people's problems and where they're at and what they need help with. So, it's so pretty. Oh, and the toes. Can't forget the toes.
Well,
she's over here prancing around.
Yeah, I see her shadow moving back and forth. Like, you're definitely distracted. Something's walking around. It ain't no cat.
She's fully clothed, so I'll stay on the episode, I guess.
I guess. Like, anything less than that would really take you away from this.
You're kind of a big deal, you know. Fuzzy is in. Fuzzy is in.
Dude. It's not. It's also down here. It's also a little white trashy on the bottom. So I kind of got it all working, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, business in the front, trashy in the back. Got it.
That's what she said. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an intermission. No.
Not suitable for kids.
Yeah, dude. The podcast was labeled explicit from the very beginning, so there's no way you're not gonna miss. You can't miss it. Like, every episode's tagged explicit. The entire podcast is tagged explicit. Like, you cannot fucking miss it. First episode, I told people, like, hey, if you don't like fuck, fuck, then just leave now. You know. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. I mean, you got a lot of options in terms of what type of software to use to actually host what you're looking at. Ideally, though, I'd probably say use a funnel builder. Use some type of funnel system that incorporates a membership option, right? The most popular system for that is ClickFunnels.
You familiar with GrooveFunnel at all?
GuruFunnel?
Groove. Yeah.
I mean, there's 100,000 funnel builders out there. The only ones that I've used is ClickFunnels, Kartra, and Lead Pages. There's hundreds of them out there, so I just try not to use them all. But ClickFunnels is the most popular. I picked up a book. The guy who built ClickFunnels, his name is Russell Brunson.
Yeah.
If you hadn't heard of him, just shut the whole thing down now, right?
I've heard of Russell Brunson.
Cool. Right. So, I mean, he has this book called the Funnel Cookbook. So he goes through and it details all of the funnel templates that are saved by default, and it tells you what they're used for and how to use them and shit like that. So that's pretty nifty. So with ClickFunnels and most likely other systems as well, it actually is going to integrate with the membership stuff behind the scenes. So when they pay, they automatically get added as a member. So they go into your member area, and then that's where you plug in all the content, right? So I'm actually in the Warrior Council right now, and the whole thing's built off of freaking ClickFunnels. So it's a very industry standard type of setup.
How you liking the Warrior Council?
That's not what this calls for. Nah, dude, I like it. I mean, we wouldn't even be here right now if it wasn't for them. So
that's good. I'm holding back on the Warrior Council, not because I don't love the concept, not because I don't like the price point,
right?
But it's live when I'm at work every day, and that's not very helpful.
Me too, but I mean, there's a pandemic outside, so I get to work from home, so it's not that bad.
I don't get to work from home. They want me on base doing base.
Sucks to be you. Nah, dude, my base fucking. They're like, nah, you're not important. Get the fuck out of here.
No, my military base, because I'm still active duty.
Yeah, I work on a base.
You're not active duty.
No, I'm not. Gotcha. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that sucks. But it is what it is. Suck it the fuck up and move on, right?
Yep.
If you get sick and die, at least there's benefits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like a
A
lot.
lot. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't got shit, so you'll be all right. Yeah, man. There's a few different times that are it's all during the day, right? So even Steven, his time, he's over in Europe, right? So
Yeah,
we do that.
house.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So anytime that's morning for us is fucking night over there. And so he's up every night that we're talking shit in the council. So he's very active, especially from like Eastern time. It's like 05 to noon is like his most active time, and it's pretty awesome. And so since I traditionally don't sleep that much, I usually get to catch his morning podcast and show there. So that's pretty cool.
The daily purge.
That's the one. Yep.
I actually shot one with him when I was at his house.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you haven't been over to their place in Budapest?
Oh no, I haven't just traveled halfway around the fucking world just to, pop in. I was in the neighborhood. No.
I was over there already. I was in Bahrain, so I wasn't that far.
Yeah. Still.
Where is this live at? Is this on Carbon Digital?
Yeah, it's on my page. I'll go back later and tag you and all that shit. That way you can find it faster. And that way it actually has information in it. I just put the
found it.
What?
Carbon Digital.
Yeah, dude.
Digital Battlefield.
Yeah, motherfuckers. So, yeah, dude, I would probably just use ClickFunnels. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I was just going to be like, yo, let me log into that shit and show you what it looks like, but I think they'd get upset about it, so.
Who would?
Steven and Lane?
Oh, the Warrior Council.
Yeah, yes.
Ah.
Yeah, can't go showing away all the shit. So after live, I'll log in and show you. Let me pause this shit right now. We'll come back in a half hour, keep it going. No. But yeah, dude, ClickFunnels is an industry standard, and if you're going to be doing memberships, the best way to do that is with landing pages, with funnels, and with ClickFunnels. So Russell Brunson's got like 700 books out there. So if you could buy just like all of them and go start tinkering with the software, you're going to figure half of it out.
Yeah, but Mailchimp's pretty straightforward, and I couldn't get that thing to looking good. So
yeah, but the difference is that ClickFunnels has a lot of hyper-specific templates. These templates are used for specific scenarios and specific purposes, right? So if the only purpose of this landing page is to get their email address, that's what this template's for, right? If there's a template for actually getting them to close, there's a template for an upsell, a template for a downsell, shit like that, right? So, excuse me, fucking enchiladas, damn. Realistically, though, no matter what you do, is going to require some type of a sequence, whether it's your emails, your email automation, your process flow. It's all going to require some type of sequence. And your process your software needs to match your process. So earlier we were talking about your process, and step one was, figure out who wants to be on my podcast, right? That's step one. So yeah, so you capture their email and you put them into the sequence. You kick off that first email. And then if any of them open the email and fill out Like, let's say you have a questionnaire, right? So they fill out your questionnaire and they submit it. So then you add a tag to their Mailchimp profile. Then it kicks off another email, part 3. Let's say it's join the Facebook group, right? So when they join the group, you can check in there, match it up with your Mailchimp, add a tag that says they joined the group. Then you put a kickoff sequence 4. That's pretty much how you have to build it, so that every step, every action has a specified success and failure coming out of it, which is no different than what you're already doing. It's just putting that into Mailchimp requires that success failure concept.
Yeah.
And any type of email automation, email system, CMS, any type of shit like that that's going to be using to track this is going to be operating off of that system. So you got to figure out what your steps are. And then, like, do you know what the actual steps are?
Yeah, I've got them written out.
Well, fuck, dude. What's step 1?
Got it in my email. I even know where it's at.
How about that? So there I was, elbows deep in placenta, right?
So I post on Facebook's looking for guests. That's step
Okay.
1.
And so how do they interact with you?
They reply that says that they're interested.
Okay.
And then I send them a private message with a calendar link with Calendly.
Mm-hmm.
When they accept and schedule a call, that collects their email.
Okay. Why would you not cut out that private message piece? Like, why do you need to send them a private message?
I got to send them the link somehow.
Yes, this is true. But do you need to send them a PM on Facebook?
It depends. Different group rules that said I can't do promotions and stuff like that on their page.
Okay.
Basically, just the group rules.
Right, but if they comment, then you could provide that information, right?
Sure.
Right. So, like, if you're like, "Hey, I'm looking for people for my podcast," and Joe Blow Schmo's coming up like, "Yo, this guy right here," then you can comment back like, "Yo, check this link out," right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So taking a step out of the emails.
Actually, well, you don't necessarily have to PM them, right? You don't have to send them a private message. So, in Mailchimp, there is a landing page builder, right? So let's forget the fact that we're talking about ClickFunnels for a minute. So in Mailchimp, they have a landing page builder where you can build out a landing page, right? So in that landing page, you want to put something that says like, "Hey, be on the Nonprofit Architect podcast. Enter your shit here," and you put in a form. And when they submit that form, you add the first tag. That tag is that they subscribed to they want to be on the podcast. I don't know, podcast interview requested, something like that. Something meaningful to you that helps you understand what's going on.
Okay.
And then you add some automation. The automation gets triggered or started or initiated when that tag is added to their profile. So when they're added to that, then you'll send out a first email that says, "Hey, thanks for requesting to be on the podcast. All of our stuff's run through Calendly, so click here to go to Calendly and schedule your schedule to, reach the stars," or some shit like that. right? We're gonna take you to Mars, bitch. You know, yeah, like we're fucking going to Mars. We're putting you on a slot. You know, put in some. You know that movie Tomorrowland?
Mm.
Yes. Do one of those fucking ads. We're saving you a seat. You know, just do something like that that kind of captures their attention, but make sure that link is in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they click on that link, add a tag that says they clicked on it. And then when they actually subscribe through Calendly, that integrates with Mailchimp, and you can add another tag that says, hey, they actually scheduled their appointment. And so from there, that's all step one, which sounds like a shit ton of shit, right? But it's really not that hard.
But once it's set up, it's great.
Exactly. It's a time-consuming process to initiate, to set up. But once it's set up and you follow that process religiously, then it's automatic.
Mm-hmm. So is there a way to, like, when I finish with Zoom, that it automatically downloads to a folder and puts that like on my Google Drive and sends a notification to my podcast team that it's ready?
No, but so right now we're live on Facebook. We could also go live on YouTube, but I'm also recording. So right. I'm recording on my computer, which is just going to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but it's going to give us a video and an audio file.
Yep.
Which is perfect for fucking podcasts, right?
That's what I use.
Exactly. So instead of recording on your computer, record in the cloud. And then that way, they just log into Zoom and pull it out of the cloud.
My episodes are too big for the cloud.
What's too big? 75 hours long?
Every time that I've tried to go like save on the cloud, I can only do one episode.
That's fine if they're keeping up with you.
Right. So then after they get it, then I have to go ahead and pull it down and delete it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Next one.
I record all my shit to my computer because I want it on my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that if you integrate with, or if you pay more, you get more features, right? That's how everything works these fucking days. But I actually have never even attempted to look. Let's see, Zoom integration. How about this? Zoom has an app marketplace. Yo, share my screen. All right, so I just Googled Zoom integration with Google Drive, and it's marketplace.zoom.us. They actually have an app marketplace. So if you come here, you can click, you can sign in and click this install button right here. And it looks like that's exactly what that's for. Transfer recordings to Google Drive to your Google Drive account. Let's see. Zoom recording folder in your Google Drive. Okay. Move all your cloud meeting recordings from Zoom directly to Google Drive folder. Recordings will be moved from the time this app is installed. So it works from today moving forward. So it automatically puts them in Google Drive.
Nice.
So I'm going to show everyone your Facebook profile. That link. So, boom. Figure out how to put my face back. Yeah. So yeah, there is a fucking integration with Google Drive. But did you see what I just did there? Google found an answer. That's how half the problems are solved in the world these days, especially since the internet's been around since the fucking 70s. So,
didn't Al Gore invent this?
You know what? He invented a lot of shit. He's a fucking high-speed man, that Al Gore.
Why isn't he running for president?
He tried and he failed. Many,
Well, that's right.
yeah.
All right.
Been there, done that, got the shirt. Yeah.
But I mean, he hasn't tried like a second or a third time like some recent candidates.
No, he definitely went that one time to make sure that everyone knows about global warming, and then he's never tried since. So it's something. I don't know.
No.
Cool deal. So yeah, dude. I mean, we took that one process for you to get them from comment to message to register. We put all that shit in Mailchimp in our minds, right? Still got some work to do. So what's the next step after that? After they register, what's your next step?
After they've registered, then I just log on and meet them. There's a reminder email that gets sent out from Calendly to remind them about the meeting. Log in, record it. Now we've got from the Zoom to the Google Drive.
Yes.
The other thing I do is I build show notes from the questions that they put in my Calendly, their bios in there, their headshot.
Okay.
I put that up, put in the same folder as the Google Drive, their episode, and it's there for my team to go grab, and they grab it. They send me an email with a preview.
Do you have to notify them that it was done?
No.
They just go look for it every time?
Yep.
No, is it like a pending folder?
The episodes are numbered, and they know what number that we're on.
Got it.
So like
okay.
an email, I have the next week ready for review. It's got the full episode, it's got the audiogram, and it's got meaningful quotes from the episode. And I take the quote to give to David and Ginger for the T-shirt.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Well, dude, aside from the fact that you're using Google Drive, it sounds like most of that's pretty buttoned up.
You like Google Drive?
It has its place. I used to do a lot of martial arts product design back in the day, and it was really, really slow for the upload and download speeds. It was always really slow. But these were big files, but it was all like Photoshop, Illustrator, large PDFs, things like that.
So it's faster than Google Drive.
Dropbox.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised Google and Microsoft haven't tried to buy them yet, or even Apple.
My wife has the paid Dropbox for the stuff that she does.
Yeah, dude, me too. Shit is legit. Like, I've got OneDrive, I've got Google Drive, I've got Dropbox, and I've got a MyCloud Home. And Dropbox is better than all the other ones put together.
Good to know.
Yeah, man. Cool deal. So once you actually get in to start building that shit, you're probably gonna need some help. So you got my number. So we're definitely gonna revisit that one. You know?
Yeah.
So, which is not a big deal, dude. I know you need help. Not a big deal. So I ain't worried about it. I'll show you how to do the first one, and then I'll charge you heavily for the other ones. So,
nothing less. Can't run a business unless they're collecting money.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a real truth. I try to give everyone the answers and the tools all the time, but at the end of the day, it falls onto the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the people pay you no attention. 20% of people who try, when they fail, hopefully they'll call you back. And probability is in your favor in that regard. So I'm not too worried about it.
Just curious, how long would it take you to build a landing page for a mastermind like this?
Well, you wouldn't build one landing page. You would build a series.
The funnel.
The entire funnel? Yeah.
Funnel.
The actual construction of the funnel can be probably done in a day, because the building part is not hard. It's the figuring out the design, the branding, the copy, the imagery. All of that shit takes a lot more time than just plugging it in.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I mean, I've built some in a day, some take a week. It just depends on if you have everything mapped out, or if I have to map it out while I'm building, which takes substantially longer.
I gotcha.
Yeah, man. So you could probably use a tool. Let's see. I think it's still free. Yeah, they still got a free plan. Okay. So let me switch to share my screen. There's this thing called Funnelytics, which lets you map out what your funnel is going to look like. So they have a starter plan that's free forever. Here, I'll just ping you the. There we go. I made it. All right. So I just sent you the. What's it called? I sent you the URL. So Funnelytics is pretty sweet. You have funnels. I have this one here, test case. Okay, cool. So you can create a new funnel. Testing. Good enough. That's not going to work. I probably have something already activated out there. Probably what it is. Look at my stuff. Excuse me.
COVID.
Do what?
COVID.
Nah, man, I got seasonal allergies because it's been fucking hot as shit. Although I went and cut the grass like 2 days ago, so all that shit gets kicked up, goes right in the nostrils.
You're not allowed to be regular sick anymore. It's COVID or nothing.
You know what though? If you look at the numbers, like COVID's safer. Like I looked them up the other day. Like the chances of me dying from COVID are significantly smaller than if I was just to have the flu. So I'm not too worried. Not today, at least. All right, so we're finally into Funnelytics. So basically, you got to come through here and figure out what it is you're doing, and it'll populate a template for you, right? So one of the things that you're going to be doing is you're going to be probably doing webinars to capture leads and stuff, right? Like you want to bring people in to join your mastermind. I see an eye twitching up there.
I mean, I've already got the leads that I want to use for my. So I'm doing like a pre-launch group, right?
Okay.
Like so, I've got my leads, my list of people that are interested on the front end to help create some of the products that would be like a webinar funnel that would talk about. And I went through. I read Russell. Was it Russell Brunson did one of these, like the Epiphany Bridge story. That he talks about all of those things and doing the webinar to get the people and teaching them the stuff to get them in the class and in the funnel.
Right.
And then I would use the video testimonials from my pre-launch group to then have video embedded in whatever layer of the funnel they would look best on.
Right. So cool. Let's just do a webinar funnel. It really doesn't matter right now, but the idea of this is to start understanding the visualization piece of it, because everything that you do has some sort of map, something like this that needs to happen, and you got to map it out. If you don't map it out, then you're not even trying, really. You got to know what's going to happen. You got to know what you're going to do based on whatever the people do, right? So if they don't open your email, what are you going to do? If they open it but they don't click on anything, what are you going to do? If they open it and they click on something, what are you going to do? You have to know what all of those options are going to have a result. You have to know what those are. But this is just a template that's already pre-designed, so that kind of makes things easier. But you can look at pages that have all these different types of pages. So you have like an order page, right? See, there's a thank you page, right? Which I guess the order is the same as the registration. So delete. Right, so when they order here, this thank you is going to kick off a series of actions. So while you're showing them the thank you page, you're adding them to your email list. And that's going to kick off email sequence 1, which could be a page, an embedded video, a link to a video, anything like that. So if you're doing this all inside a system like ClickFunnels, it's probably just going to be add video 1, add video 2, add video 3. It's very simplistic like that. But if you're not, then you're going to probably have to provide them a link to that specific video. Excuse me. A lot of people, prior to establishing a real membership site, actually use stuff like YouTube and Vimeo, and they do an unlisted video. So that way no one can find it in the search, right? When you do that, you have to have a link to be able to see the video. So a lot of people just plug the link in the email and send them to YouTube, which it's effective if you don't have some fancy voodoo lined up like this, right? That's an alternate option, I would say. But this is kind of the way that you want to start processing what's going to happen. Every action that's going to happen, what's a reaction to it, right? It's a give and take all the way down to the end of the process. Everything that they do, you react to it. Everything that you do, they react to it. So you want to map that out so that way when you build your funnel system, it mimics the same process.
Okay.
So even if we were to take all of that and get rid of it and start over, still have, let's see, we have, let's start with a pop-up, right? Pop-up. So that pop-up is going to put them into, let's see, what does that say? Yeah, pop-up box, yeah. That's usually what happens. So you can actually tie in all of these specific actions, right? So pop-up, click button, show pop-up box. This one, yeah, pop-up. Right. Complete form, add tag. So you can map all of that out like that, and then tie them all together. Right. So you mapped all this out. Cool. So now that we added a tag, let's send an email. Right. So you build every step that's going to happen. You can put it into something like this, and you can see exactly how everything needs to be built. So if you have something like this, yeah, you can build something like that in a couple of days. But if you don't have this, and you don't have the copy, and you don't know what images you're going to use, it's going to take a lot longer because this has to be figured out first before you can actually do anything. So it's definitely what you would call a lot of freaking work. And since I know you don't like work, I'll be expecting a call.
It's not that I don't like work. I have no problem with work.
Yeah.
The type of work is very specific.
Well, that's
Right.
true. You got to know what you're good at.
Yeah, like my day job, I do nuclear command control.
That's it.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
My side job, I do the Nonprofit Architect podcast. And it's just talking to people and building relationships, sharing what I know, and guiding them through the process. What it's not
It's
is
all of that shit.
all the other stuff.
Yeah.
I heard a wise man once say, focus on the stuff that you're really good at and get better at it, and the stuff that doesn't, not within your wheelhouse, farm that out.
Yeah. That's pretty much how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a photographic memory, so I remember a lot of this shit. So that sucks. Right.
That's the stuff you like to do, right?
I do like to do it, yeah. I still prefer to farm it out, but I like to do this type of stuff. Identify all the problems. In my day job, in my career, I've just been a fixer. I get hired for a job. I come in, I learn how everything works. I find all the problems. I fix all the problems, and then when that happens, I go into complete boredom because there's nothing else to do. Because we got to keep all the other people busy, and I'm left with nothing to do. So then I get bored of shit and go find another job. That's what I've done everywhere I've been. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now is just come in, identify all the shit, find all the problems, identify solutions, and then farm that out to my team and say, listen, bitches, do it. And then go on and find the next person to do all that same stuff for.
That's what I do with nonprofits, right? I have the podcast funnel that people are listening to, and they say, oh, Travis knows how to do this. He talks right through it. Talk to him, go in, make sure I understand the problem, get them a solution, coach, consult their way through it, get them money, get them that next $30,000, and they're off and running. Find another nonprofit. Find another. Find another.
Cycle.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool, man. It's fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Like I said when they first fucking started, it's gonna take us where it takes us.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have a website up and running that you can do all this Facebook Pixel, Google Analytics, and Hotjar to. I know you probably.
Dude. Here's where I blow your mind, right? I've had clients ask me so many times, hey, how do I do this? And I've spent hours on the phone with them doing that, and I got tired of doing that shit. So I made a video on how to do it, and then I sent them a fucking link. So I have all of that shit on fucking YouTube.
Are you putting this on your membership site so people can learn how to do it from the videos you've already created?
See, I don't have a membership site. Building up to it. Yeah, dude.
You've got the videos. You've got more than I've got. I just got conversations.
Yeah, I mean, if this keeps going on the same trajectory, I'll probably be looking at building a course by the end of the calendar year.
You should.
So, yeah, dude, there's a lot of people out there, especially non-digital agency types that just have no clue about anything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if I build some sort of course to help them do some of these things, there's a DIY crowd. If I build a course that shows you how to do this shit for yourself, a lot of people are going to look at that. If I build something that covers, how to speak the digital language, there's a lot of people that would probably buy into something like that. So I'm looking at that type of stuff, but at the same time, like, I don't got time for that shit. So it is what it is.
If you've got a team, you can just pay them to go through your videos, segment it out to the sections that matter, and apply it. Because we covered Mailchimp, ClickFunnels, and website Funnelytics. You can pull out those different segments and tab those as different lessons.
Yeah, dude, they're already tagged as different lessons in YouTube. I got them on their own separate playlists and shit. So I got a WordPress, Squarespace, Shopify, Windows, Mac, Elementor, Google, Facebook, all that shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I only got like 60 videos, I think, that you can see.
Oh,
I got
just
a couple. Yeah, I got a couple of hundred that you can't see.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel then?
Well, fucking hey, bro. I'm looking for it actually.
Is it?
It's Carbon Digital, but it has like there's no handle for YouTube. Like they're retards about it.
Yeah, you gotta have like 100 subscribers before you can change it. You
I
got
think
32
so.
subscribers and 42 videos we can see.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me share my screen so everyone can see what we're talking about. Cool. So this is my YouTube. I'll put the link in there as well. But yeah, I got a lot of these playlists: Squarespace, Twitter, Shopify, Facebook, Google, all kinds of stuff that everyone can see all of this. I also have not that one. Is there a back end? Where's the back end? Library. Is that the one? That's not the one. What the fuck? You know what? We're going to do it this way. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So I have all these different videos on how to build software and shit that is probably never going to get out there. But yeah. That is my YouTube. Alrighty. Well, dude, we've been pushing this thing, dude. We already hit 2 hours, and we were supposed to start 20 minutes ago.
Killing it.
Getting some sleep tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, I mean, before we hopped into all this, like, what did you expect we were going to be doing?
I wasn't sure what to expect. I know you're a solid dude. You know what you're talking about, and came for your expertise, and I got it.
Definitely did a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So the current running price for a cold like this is $250. Does that seem like a fair price?
Oh yeah.
What about 1,000? Because eventually I'm upcharging this bitch. No.
For 2 hours, so 250 is not enough.
Oh yeah, no.
2 hours worth of work, right? You hand walk me through my personal problems. This is at least 700, if not 1,000.
Yeah.
$9.97
and 99 cents, bitch. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, we definitely been through a lot here on this call. The ups, the downs, shit not working, shit working right. You know, that's exactly how life happens a lot of times. And you know, sometimes thinking outside the box means you have to reel yourself back in because technology that you're using is not that capable, as we've discovered. So, it's been real. It's been fun, but I think it's time to get off here. It's getting late. So, how do people find you if they weren't paying attention when you showed every single one of your social media links? How do people find you?
Nonprofitarchitect.org.
Right.
Shoot an email, nonprofitarchitect@gmail, or facebook.com/nonprofitarchitect. You will find me. We will discuss stuff, make fun of my hat because you don't like green, because, whatever. Hit me up. Give me a call. What you really want to do is go to Jared and get his expertise because he's the man. This was great.
Awesome, man. Well, definitely appreciate that. Well, Travis, thanks for coming on. I'm sure I'm going to hear from you in about 15 minutes whenever you realize that you have no idea what we just talked about. So I'll talk to you later, man. Later.